Hi, group members. This has been a really rough couple of weeks, to be honest, so this isn't as fleshed out as I would have liked, but I'm going to show you what I have so far and get some feedback from you guys. Thank you. So just a reminder, what I'm working on is a new board member onboarding training for the Upper Oconee Watershed Network, UOWN. It's a pretty cool organization. What they do is monitor stream health and do education and outreach programs. Okay, so what I've got for my course map so far is that I'm going to have an overview landing page that just talks about thank you for joining the board, who the board is, and a brief overview of the course and what they can expect. The first module I'm going to create, which is the one that I've fleshed out a little bit for you to show you my module, is the bylaws and expectations. Going over the name, the mission and goal, the history, what's expected from them, which is going to be the bulk of this module, what the mission is, what the board meetings are like, what the committees are, and what the amendments are. This is a really beefy module. It's got the most content in it for sure. So that's where I've started. After that, oops, that should say module 2, not module 3. After that, I'm going to go through the activities that they do. They have a bunch of different activities that the board members are expected to participate in each year, and they need to take one on themselves. So they're going to need to look at these, get a lot of educational material about it, and enough to be able to decide if that's something that they want to take part in or not. At the end of that, I'm thinking about doing an assessment quiz there as well as in Module 3. I'll talk about that more in a little bit. So then the third module is going to be about watershed education. The Where's My Creek? That is something, it's a website resource that they already have that allows you to search on a map for the creek nearest your house. So you can kind of take ownership of your creek, which is a really good way to get people invested. They also do community science with sampling, where the volunteers are going to get into a creek and record a bunch of data about it and take some samples. So I'm going to make a demo for them on how that's done so that they're familiar enough that they can train other people on how to do it. And then I'm thinking there'll be an assessment quiz there too. The last module is going to be an offboarding module. Going to have an assessment quiz over the bylaws and expectations there, I think. One of the things I'd like to ask you guys in my feedback is if you think it would be better to have all the assessments at the end or an assessment after each piece, after each module. Okay, so that's what that looks like so far. Here is where I'm going to host it, which is on ELC, just because I need a little bit more familiarization with ELC because I use it for work. So even though, D2L is not the best learning management software, I still need some practice with it, so that's why I'm going to use it. So I've got inside the content, I have the modules arranged, I just don't really have much in them yet. So they'll land on that first page. They are going to have a module for each of those that I talked about earlier. And then back in this overview, I'm going to put in the thank you for joining, the who we are, the overview of the course so that they know what's going on. I don't love ELC. I don't love the way that it structures this, where you have to have the overview on a separate page from course home, but it's okay, can work with it. Okay, so the module that I have started creating for you guys, it's pretty limited, but I'll show you what I've got so you can tell me what you think. I really like the idea of using images of streams in this training, just because that's why these people are here. They care about watershed health. But it's also kind of challenging to work with photos as a background because then you have to deal with the contrast issues. So open to any suggestions on that. But put a button here, select here to begin, and then I'm trying to make this kind of fun, which I know it can be tricky. So the feedback I want from you guys on this piece is if this level of gamification is engaging, like does this capture their interest like I want them to, or is it annoying? Like if you've had to do a training for work, obviously we all have, is this kind of interaction where you have to click over and over again obnoxious or helpful? So how this one works is each letter they select comes up with the word that it stands for. So Upper Oconee Watershed Network. I'm going to play with that more, try and make it more fun, but that's where I've got for that so far. And then this just has their mission statement, which I don't love the contrast on this either with the blue background with the white like sunburst thing in it. So I'm going to keep playing with that, but I like the color itself. Trying to keep a theme of all blues and greens for them. Yeah, so that's all that I've got so far. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Thank you so much for looking, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.